Blunt World, Blunt Universe, what's going on? I'm your host with the most, here to brag, boast, celebrate, toast, and we came here to bring in to catch all the smoke. I'm Tater Loose Cannon Adams, and if you like this video, like, subscribe, and share to the Very Blunt Sports Podcast YouTube page, also the official Anubian Blaze YouTube page. Got a lot of good sports news and music coming from both pages, so make sure y'all like, subscribe, and comment. We like to know what y'all thinking, what y'all want to hear, what y'all opinions, what y'all want to debate about, what y'all want to see, all of that good stuff. So right now, we just going to jump in. Before we get into all the NBA action, just want to announce that Pat McAfee, y'all remember he was a punter for the Indianapolis Colts. Now he a commentator for WWE Friday Night SmackDown. Him and Amazon, they in talks. They trying to work something out, a deal that could get Pat, as a commentator for Thursday Night Football. I think is needed. I think it's necessary. Pat is a good personality. He got a lot of good things about him. Plus his knowledge of actually being a football player makes him, a lot more qualified than a couple other people. So I'm rooting for him to come on for Thursday Night Football. So we up off of that now. This is the strictly NBA show. We're talking about the NBA playoffs, everything that's been going on. But first, before we jump into that, like I said, I thought that was the only story that we was going to be reporting on was Pat McAfee. But apparently we got some boxing news that's trying to happen or make happen or going on. But it ain't two professional boxers. Nah, it's Benzino. Y'all might remember him from the Hip Hop Weekly magazine and the Source magazine. Or y'all just might know him as Cola Ray Pops. Him and 50 Cent, well, 50 Cent ain't answered the challenge or accepted yet, but they want to do a celebrity boxing match. I guess Benzino has been calling out 50 Cent. They both been trolling each other back and forth. This beef been going on off and on since about like 2002. Now rumors and accusations about Benzino coming out or being out for some of his, you could say, extracurricular activities. Whatever your preferences, do what you like. But they've been going at it back and forth. So now Benzino laid it down, said that he want to challenge 50 Cent to a boxing match. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if 50 going to entertain it. I don't know if the bag going to be big enough to do it. So let me know what y'all think. Now, Shaq, he said that he would be the coach of the Lakers if they offered him $25 million for 4 years. So if you add all of that up, 25, 25, 25, and 25, that's 100. So basically, he wants $100 million contract to be a coach. Do y'all think Shaq could turn the Lakers around? He is a former Laker great. What do y'all think he could do with the team? Now, I think basically no. If he was to become the coach of the Lakers, that means he ain't going to be on TNT no more with Ernie and Charles Barkley and Kenny Smith. And he going to have to give up his stake, his percentage in the Sacramento Kings. So is he serious about the coaching job? Do we really want it? Only time will tell, but we know Frank Vogel ain't there no more. So another news, a movie about to come out about how Michael Jordan and Nike basically got together and how Nike signed Michael Jordan, basically making his sneakers revolutionary and still revolutionary to this day. All types of colorways and different things keep coming about all the retro Jordans. So if you're a fan of the sneakers, you're a fan of the sport, you're a fan of the culture, you're a fan of all of that, I think this is going to be a good movie to watch. I don't know if it's going to be out in theaters. I don't know if it's going to be Netflix. Whatever the case may be, keep your eye open out for that. Kyrie Irving, he got fined in the last Boston game, $50,000 for giving the middle finger and cussing at fans. Well, if you know the relationship between Kyrie Irving and Boston, y'all know it really ain't that good. So, of course, some things was going to be said, some things was going to be done, but Kyrie as a professional, how the NBA is looking at it, Kyrie as a professional should have had more composure, should have, kept himself together. But it's hard to do that when people saying all types of shit to you. We had a problem with fans saying things and putting their hands on people and just saying a whole bunch of off-the-wall racist shit. So Kyrie, as a professional from the NBA standpoint, probably shouldn't have done that, but it is what it is. But he got fined $50,000 for it. Now, we're staying on the Kyrie Irving thing now. Tracy McGrady just said that there's no other duo in NBA history that compares to Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Now, when I saw that, I didn't want to entertain. I'm like, T-Mac, what is you talking about? Like, you played against some of the greatest duos in NBA history. You was around for Shaq and Kobe, Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili, and you played against a whole bunch of good duos. But when I read into it, he said that they the most skilled duo. And I can't argue with that now. Dwyane Wade and LeBron James, who I could put up there as one of the best duos of all time because they got a ring together and they chemistry together now. Here's what they had to say about it. LeBron James said, "I see no lies told. They're the two most skilled players of all time." D. Wade said, "And that ain't a dig. Them two dudes are skilled as fuck." Now, I agree. Kevin Durant is a walking bucket. Kyrie Irving handles is crazy. His skill set, his mind, his basketball IQ for the game. Both of those dudes, decided to put their powers together and go over to Brooklyn and see what they could do. Now, before they even got to Brooklyn, KD was a two-time champ with the Golden State Warriors. And Kyrie, he got a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers, him and LeBron did. So now they wanted to get together, probably had something to prove. And I think they could do it. I think they could bring a title to Brooklyn. I think they could bring a title to the next organization, because whether it was in the ABA as the New York Nets and then coming over to the NBA as the New Jersey Nets and then going back to New York but being in Brooklyn, so they could go down as one of the best duos to ever do it if they could win a ring together. That's what it's about. That's what they came together for, to collaborate and to win championships. Hopefully it's in their favor, and then they could really be down as one of the best duos to ever do it. Skill-wise, they got that, but if they really want to stamp their place in history, they got to get that ring in Brooklyn. Now we got some awards that was being handed out. Boston Celtics point guard Marcus Smart wins the Defensive Player of the Year. Second point guard in NBA history to win that award. First person was Gary the Glove Payton, and it was a special moment because Gary Payton presented the award to him. So that was definitely, the older generation showing the newer generation some respect, and vice versa, and giving each other their flowers and their admiration, which is deserved. And Scotty Barnes, rookie from the Toronto Raptors, he won Rookie of the Year, so definitely big ups and shout outs to him. Now the Sacramento Kings, they interviewing Mark Jackson and Mike D'Antoni for the head coaching position. Both of them is good coaches. Me personally, I want to see Mark Jackson go to the Lakers. I think he could turn that culture around and do what's needed to be done, make them more dynasty looking again, because they ain't been looking like it the past 2 years. So hopefully he can come in and shake something up, and hopefully they give him more control of picking the players and putting together the team more than they did for Frank Vogel. And a lot of people say that Steve Kerr basically inherited Mark Jackson's team with the Golden State Warriors, and I agree. It's the truth. He did inherit a team that Mark Jackson did put together off of his back, off of his hard work, sweat, and tears, and Steve Kerr came in and he reaped the benefits of it. I ain't saying that Steve Kerr ain't a good coach, but that's just the truth about it. Mike D'Antoni, he known for turning offensive and turning teams around, whether if it was the New York Knicks, the Phoenix Suns, or the Houston Rockets. So he's definitely a good coach. He deserved to be in the NBA. He deserved to be coaching. Like I said, the Lakers' job is open. And if for some strange reason, the 76ers' job might be open. So hopefully Doc Rivers could go to the Lakers, or hopefully Mark Jackson go to the Lakers, or one of those dudes could go to Sacramento. Either way, he's still out west. So big ups to those dudes. Hopefully the job search go good for them. Quick NBA injuries. Luka Doncic, he does plan on playing, even though he has a back injury. Chris Middleton, MCL sprain, he's out for 3 to 4 weeks. Devin Booker, hamstring strain, he's out for 2 to 3 weeks. And Joel Embiid, who should be the MVP, hopefully gets the MVP this year, has a torn ligament in his right thumb, but he still plans to play in the series. So, all in all, a lot of good stuff going on. But since this show is catered around to being blunt, it's catered around to smoking, it's catered around to basically saying, please legalize weed, marijuana, cannabis, Mary Jane, whatever you want to call it. But former NBA player J.R. Smith, he admitted that when they was in the bubble, that all the NBA players, well, I ain't going to say all, but a good majority of them basically used to smoke weed. They used to blow it down. They got high. Really ain't surprised by that, what J.R. Smith is saying. Really ain't surprised that he said it. Really ain't surprised that he was the one, smoking weed and getting high. Maybe if y'all knew or didn't know, now y'all about to know, weed is off of the NBA banned substance list, so players are free to smoke it. I don't see no harm in it. He said that it freed his mind, body, and soul. It helped him relax. It helped him get peace. All he had to do was worry about going out there playing ball. I mean, while he was in the bubble and with the Lakers, he did get a championship ring, but he ain't played that much. So I can understand, the freeing your mind part and being stress-free and getting your mind, body, soul, and spirit together. But as far as the part of going out there playing basketball, you didn't play that much, but you did get a ring. So big ups to you on that. So like I said, ain't nobody surprised. It was basically outed by Rasheed Wallace and Damon Stoudemire and Zach Randolph on their time with the Portland Trail Blazers when they said they smoke in the offseason before the season even really starts, before they start getting tested and all of that other stuff. So nobody's surprised that the NBA players were smoking weed in the bubble or doing anything like that. So, JR, thank you for letting us know that, but you kind of ain't really need to let us know that because we already knew, and the simple fact is, now that we know, we really ain't surprised by it. So, we're going to be moving on to that. Now, we're going to start off in the Eastern Conference. We got Miami in the lead of their series against Atlanta 2-1. Philly could possibly close it out against Toronto. They up 3-0. Milwaukee wound up coming back to put the series ahead in their favor with a 2-1 lead. And now Boston got a 2-1 lead on Brooklyn. Thing about this is, when is Ben Simmons going to show up? When is he going to come back? There's been a rumor about him coming back game 4. But he needs to understand that there is some hype around him. There is some expectations around him. You ain't played ball in a long time, so you got fresh legs, hopefully a fresh mind. You dealt with your mental health issues, which is real important and ain't nothing to be taken lightly about. But just know and understand, all eyes is on you, Ben Simmons, to see what you're going to do and how possibly you could take this Nets team further and hopefully get a championship. Definitely got to give a big ups and shout out and admiration to Kyrie Irving. If you didn't know, now you know. It's Ramadan season for him. No, we're not here to talk bad on nobody's religion or anything like that. I respect Kyrie. I respect, his views and everything. But what he's been able to do during, his fast and Ramadan time, basically not being able to eat until sundown, and most of these games been starting a little early, but to go out there and be doing what he's doing, dropping buckets, it ain't really nothing to sneeze on, because he's doing it on an empty system, on an empty stomach. Let alone play basketball, you can't do any job or any type of work on an empty stomach. Like I said, there's no shot at the religion, just letting you know what's going on in his process and everything like that. And to basically say that I admire it. I do. To go out there and still play at a high level without anything, in your system because of, your religious purposes and your religious beliefs. So definitely, shout outs and kudos to him. Now we're going to take it out west. Now, the Suns is up on the Pelicans 2-1 in their series. Mavericks is up 2-1 on their series against Utah. Hopefully the Warriors can close it out in Denver. They up 3-0. Go ahead, get their broom out, sweep them on out, go to the next round. Memphis and Minnesota, that series been good. They've been balling out of control. John Morant should get most improved player. Got his first triple-double in the playoff series, so look for him to grow and to learn and do more. But Memphis is up 2-1 in that series. Who y'all think gonna take this series? Who y'all think going to the NBA Finals? Let me know. Like, comment, and share. I want to know what y'all think. I want to know y'all opinion. Y'all ain't got to agree with me all the time. I ain't saying I'm always right, but I ain't saying I'm always wrong either. But now we're just here to let y'all know the blunt is now out. The smoke is getting clear. The session is over. Until next time, we see y'all. Love yours. Peace and love. And I'm out.
I don't need a fucking cosigner to post rhymes for controversy. I'm calculated, your validation does not concern me. You created a character you can market, but I'm sharp enough to sharpen my view. Whenever you charge him, I can